Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Adam and this is Adam Sews and this is this week's Friday Sews. So I'd like to start off by saying a big thank you to Jen from Stay in Jen's Sewing Room for setting up the hashtag Friday Sews. It gives us all a platform to talk about sewing and link up and join in with the sewing community. So this week I have been working 6 days in a row, so I haven't really had a huge amount of time in the sewing room. I have managed to get my mum's In the Mix pattern finished, which is a Bianni pattern, which is this one here. It comes in 3 different sizes. So it comes in a small, medium, large, depending on the size of the mixer that it's made for. My mum has the KitchenAid Artisan, I believe it is, which is the medium size, I hope. I'm pretty sure it is the medium size. I'm sure I read somewhere that the medium size is the one that my mum's got. So I'm hoping that it is, because otherwise if it doesn't fit, I will not be majorly happy. But it is what it is. It should fit. There's not a huge difference in size between the small and the medium, I don't think, so it should be all right. And I know for sure that she hasn't got the largest one, because that's like a semi-professional. Dobby, for some reason, is obsessed with the tripod today. So if the camera wobbles at all, you can blame him. He's now got his nose in my scrap box. Luna is extremely tired. It's like trying to wake up a baby that's just had a bottle feed, as you can see. So this is, are you gonna manage if I move? She's been extremely needy, but then to be fair, it's like 6 AM here and I've had about 3 hours sleep, so I thought I might as well just get up and film my Friday Sews. So this is my mum's In the Mix cover. It is made from a Camelot fabric, 100% cotton, with the Wizard of Oz print on there. It has a front big pocket, a side slip pocket, a side zip pocket, and then on the rear it has mesh pockets and a double slip pocket, and it has a handle on the top, as you can see. So I bound that with this little, I've just knocked everything over. I bound it with this fabric that's got little mushrooms on it, because I thought it was going in the kitchen. Mushrooms have something to do with kitchens, their food at the end of the day. I've just thrown cardboard absolutely everywhere, but anywho. And I am going to drop that up there to her tomorrow, so hopefully she'll like it. I am currently working on another Bianni pattern, which is something that hopefully once it's made I will put on my website, which is the Bowl Me Over 2.0, which is a bowler shape bag. Bowler shape bag, which I'm making out of a Tula line work, which I had a picture of on my Instagram. But I've basically, it's a mixture of all the different fairy flakes, some of the black and white mineral fabric, and the little stinker, which is this fabric here. So I quilted it all, and it's lined with the True Colours in grey. So it's all sort of like a monotone. So it should look really, really nice and sort of like quite smart and classy, but still quite quirky because it's all Tudor fabric. So I'm looking forward to finishing that. That is what I'm going to work on today and try and get that done. And I can't really think of anything else. What have I been up to? Oh, so a lot of the Bianni patterns, you have to have circular templates to cut the corners to round them off. Because a lot of her patterns are done in the same sort of way that I'm writing some of my patterns at the moment. And that is that they're all done by, they're a paper pattern and they don't have pattern pieces, they just have pattern layouts. So you cut each piece to a certain measurement, and then you round the corners off with circular rulers. So I don't have circular rulers, and I thought I'm not going to go and buy circular rulers for the odd occasion that I need them. If I start making a lot more Bianni bags, then I probably will invest in some, but at the moment I can just trace around things that are the right size, and all of the patterns come with a printed template anyway, so you can trace them. So what I thought I would do is, just for now, I traced them all onto acetate. So you can see on there that it says 6.5 inch. So I traced them all onto acetate, then I've just backed them on some card, just so it gives me a nice round, even template, because it doesn't have to be 100% spot on, really, really smooth curve, because you're still, it's not like it's exposed. So if you, instead of it being like completely smooth, if you get a tiny little bit that's off, once it's stitched into the seam, you're not really going to know if it's been cut with a like 100% true curve acrylic template, or whether it's been cut just tracing around the outside of a template. So I just thought, rather than spending loads of money on curved rulers, I can just make a set of templates out of acetate and my Amazon packaging, because I do like to try and reuse my Amazon packaging as if I can, because it saves the world, I suppose. But besides that, I think that is it pretty much. I don't think I've got anything else done this week. I did do a bit more of my Tula Nova quilt, but I've mentioned that in many a video before, and it's not that interesting because there's not really that much more done to it. But I have got some of that stitched together. That is going to be part of a blog post that I'm doing with my artisan thing with Aurifil. And I think that is it for this week. It's going to be really short and sweet. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I hope that there is something of value in the content on this channel. I am wearing a shirt which is the Jensen shirt by Wardrobe by Me, I think it is. I'm not 100%. Which I made ages ago, and it's actually got whether you want to class them as French Bulldogs or whether you want to class them as Boston Terriers is kind of personal preference, really. This was made, I actually made this, it sounds a bit morbid, I actually made this when we went and picked up the ashes for our last Boston Terrier, because I wanted it as sort of like a tribute shirt, and I haven't worn it in ages, and I thought this morning, I thought, you know what, I'm a bit cold, so I'm going to chuck some go for a t-shirt, and I didn't want a jumper on, and it fits quite nicely, although I did look at it earlier, and it was something that I made probably about 2 years ago, and I wouldn't say my sewing skills improved massively since I made it, but my patience and my time taking has improved massively, because some of the stitching on this is pretty shady looking, but I won't throw it away because it's got some sort of meaning behind it. So I think that is it pretty much. I don't know whether I got anything delivered this week. I'm just looking around to see. I did get more Bionic patterns delivered this week, and I got some thread conditioner as well from So Hot, which smells absolutely incredible. And some people were, I mentioned it on a post on my, so this is the one that I got. It's a So Fine thread gloss, and the scent of this one is Smash. So basically, when you're hand stitching, whatever it is you're hand stitching, if you sort of stick your thread under your thumb and then pull your thread through, you get a coating of this wax. Oh, it just literally, it smells like a lip balm, and you just want to go like that and just mush it all over your mouth. But it is a combination of beeswax, coconut oil and fragrance. This is actually, So Fine is actually a Canadian company, but you can get it in the UK from sohot.co.uk, I think it is. I'll link it below. And it just stops your thread from tangling, knotting on itself, and it also makes it glide through fabric much smoother, which I know sounds really stupid, but if you do hand stitching with things like English paper piecing, I cannot tell you how many times you get halfway through stitching a piece together and your thread just seems to knot in the middle, and there's nothing you can do about it. So this just prevents that from happening. So if you are someone that does a lot of hand stitching, even if it's to be honest, these last forever, they're not expensive, it's just really handy to have. So if you've never tried it and you fancy something that smells nice, and the other thing is as well is your stitching smells really nice afterwards because it's coated in this. Anywho, that's enough whittering on about that. The other patterns that I got were, obviously I got In the Mix, which is the, oh, careful, you'll fall off, is the stand mixer. I got the Get Out of Town Duffel 2.0, which I was debating whether to make one of those for someone that I know that's going on holiday next week, but I'm not sure whether they'll find it a bit weird making them a bag. I don't really know them that well, or whether they'd appreciate it. I'm not sure. So I just think I'm going to pass and just make one for myself. And I got A Place for Everything 2.0, which is basically what I made myself anyway. Oh, the Bowl Me Over as well came, which is what I'm making. The Place for Everything is basically the same as the bag that I made myself, self-drafted, but this has got some other things on it that mine hasn't, and I just thought, you know, I'd quite like to make it just with someone telling me how to cut things out rather than trying to guess it or trying to work it out myself and create my own pattern for once. So that's it. It's a bit of a boring one this week, I do apologise. I really annoyingly had to work on Wednesday evening, so I missed the Zoom call, sort of sewing catch up with Jen, Trish and Carol from Sew Carol. Trish from Pinky's Farm and Jen from Stains Knit Sewing Room. They will all be linked in the description box below. If you haven't seen their channels, go and have a look. They're all such lovely people. There's so many people in the sewing community, so if you search the hashtag Friday Sews, they will all come up. And I'm just a bit cheesed off that I didn't get to have my sewing evening with them because I had to work. But there's always next Wednesday. Hopefully I won't be working late, and then I can join in next week. So take care everyone. I will see you all soon, and have a good fun weekend and get some sewing in if you can. Bye.